Hello, peeps. This is the Hillbilly Harford, Gaza here, and how are you all today? Today we're talking about Natural Resources Wales, possible selling of a bike park and other bike parks because they want the money. So if you haven't commented or subscribed, please press that button down below and subscribe. It only takes you a second and it'll help me out a lot because my subscriber count has almost stopped for some reason. I think we know the reason, don't we? And also, I have a Facebook page called Hillbilly Halfwit. If you want to go on there, I got some other stuff on there. Add into this as well. The whole videos and things I review, okay? So let's get going. Oh, so before I go any further, I saw this yesterday. This is Lee Waters, the AM, responsible for 20 mile an hour. And he's been in Sustrans. He's worked for the BBC. Made a lot of money behind the scenes, working for the right people, working for the right civil service. He's been in head of think tanks and everything, and got to the top of government and got us this 20 mile an hour. And listen to this. This is what he said. Shocking Labour admission. This is what he said. Can you believe this? For 20 years, we've been pretending to know what we're doing on the economy. And the truth is, we don't really know what we're doing on the economy. Everybody is making it all up as we go along. Can you believe he said that? That is chilling. That is chilling to think, well, our government has no idea what it's doing. Please don't vote for this lot. I don't care who you vote for, but please try and turn two of these Labour seats into Conservative, or two of these Plaid seats in Conservative, so we have a more equal Parliament, please. Anyway, let's carry on what I found. This is a bit of a different one today. You would be very surprised by the way I talk about Sustrans, but I actually love cycling. I've been cycling since I was a kid. I absolutely love it. And when I get time, I go out cycling all the time, but I don't like the restrictions they put on cars. But I noticed this yesterday. Natural Resources Wales are thinking of selling Coed Brennan, and they're not really consulting anybody, and it's it's free to go there to ride now. So what they're thinking of doing is selling it to a private company and putting up chalets and charging people to go there. After all these grants that they've had to set it up have come from the Welsh Government off our council taxes, they're selling it. So I'll read what I can see now in the red, and then you can click on it and see the whole thing, okay? Local mountain bikers and councillors in Coed Brennan are concerned that Natural Resources Wales is planning to sell off Coed Brennan Visitor Centre and its miles of trails to the highest bidder in a veiled closed-door process that has ignored local community groups. Top of the favourites appear to be Forest Holidays, the company behind similar uproar in Glenteress. We've taken a closer look at what seems to be happening behind the scenes. Natural Resources Wales on Thursday, 23rd of May, considered a new draft recreation strategy, which makes it clear that it's seeking to offload much of the responsibility for creating recreational opportunities. Whether this is paving the way for privatisation or empowering communities remains to be seen. But there are early signs of it, and some communities are worried. So this is a civil service run thing, trying to sell something off to make money because they're overspending on everything. That's what's going on. The paper accompanying a draft strategy explains to the NRW board. The strategy will see a shift from putting our own business... We'll do it in a voice. The strategy will see a shift from putting our own resources into creating opportunities for recreation to being about managing, and in some cases restricting recreational activity and supporting others to deliver on the land, to connect people with nature and support the sustainable management of natural resources, aims and our well-being objectives. This will also mean that there will be less of our direct resources going into recreation of the land in our care. Now, what they're doing really is what lots of people do that have this sort of thing. They're trying to add value to something that didn't add value, something that they can sell. So They had something for nothing. They were given money to create something, and now they want to sell it to have an income stream off these people they're selling it to. That's what happens. It's a quango again. So listen to that bit again. In some cases, restricting recreational activity. So that sounds like they're going to sell it to restrict the activity, to me. In straitened times when budgets are tight, everyone reliant on government funding is looking for efficiencies. In some instances, an increased emphasis on allowing others to deliver recreational could be a good thing, particularly if it leads to trailer associations more easily being given permissions to manage land and trails. But on the flip side, we might well be concerned if private companies moved in and made everything pay to play. The strategy makes it clear that the commercial considerations are in focus. Together with a corporate plan, a new commercial strategy has been published and recently reviewed, in which it sets a vision to generate income through sustainable commercial activity, so that we can do more for Wales' environmental, social, and economic and cultural well-being. More explicitly, it strengthens our ability to proactively pursue our more creational activities being delivered by others on the land of our care. Bullshit. I can smell something there. Right. Partnership working, emphasis on creating a coordinated and community-focused approach to share resources. Access additional funding. Engage with local communities. Share information and best practice. Current feeling that NRW is a difficult organisation to engage with and needed to be more outward-looking and collaborative. They're not listening to anybody because it's a civil service-run quango that's not interested in listening to anybody. Its whole thing is to tell you what to do. That's what's going on in Wales. They tell us what to do, and they don't ask, they tell you. This is somebody talking about it. We first heard of the National Resources Wales strategy way back in September last year, when it was brought to our attention a survey that was fairly universally received as being badly designed. Then in January we heard that visitor centres were under review. This was the first time anyone had heard that closures were a possibility, and there was no public call for evidence or notification or consultation. Appeared to be doing the entire consultation and analysis internally. After a bit of asking some pointed questions, they revised the statement they'd initially given to press, including a commitment to attend a public meeting about the future of Coed y Brenin. Coed y Brenin is special. Its significance is the development of mountain biking is legendary. The local community has embraced the centre, trails and the visitors, and to see the decline in the effective management of the facilities here is heartbreaking. We are passionate about protecting and developing the facilities here for all the users and keeping benefits local. Now, what happened here was the group, local group now, decided to go to the meetings to see what was going on because they weren't being told. So they went to the meeting, and they were told that they could ask some questions in writing beforehand, and they'd be answered in the meeting. When it came to the end of the meeting, when it came to the questions from the public section at the end of the meeting, the chair of the meeting announced that all interested relevant parties were already in communication with the National Resources Wales and being kept up to date with everything. Therefore, there was no need to take any questions from the public. So they ignored the public completely. Although this strategy has been developed and published by us with the primary aim to help our staff manage and take decisions about outdoor recreation, it is relevant to all those involved in managing and delivering outdoor recreational activity that impacts on our land in our care. Given that the strategy will affect how the public can access land in Wales for recreation, so they're actually trying to sell off public land, if you really... They're trying to sell public land. It's mad. This is going to happen to lots of places now. That's what's happening with this tree. It's a disguise to sell off common land. You might hope that it would be a little more public facing in its approach. It appears that besides the initial survey of questionable design and somewhat forced attendance at Coeder Brennan public meeting, there has been no public engagement with a strategy that is all about how the public will be able to access recreation in the future. Furthermore, the very people living and working in a community who would appear to be ideal partners for a future relationship in delivering recreational opportunities say they feel stonewalled. This is an experience that seems to be echoed by the Trail Collective North Wales, who have been waiting for a response to their carefully collated and submitted proposals for community trail management since September 23. NRW has cited resource constraints on its ability to consider the proposals. Other potentials sign that the partnership working in future is going to need to come with a big cash injection to NRW before any community groups are going to get a look in, which doesn't bode terribly well for the future of recreation in Wales now, does it? Perhaps more concerning still, the community at Coeder Brennan reports that at a meeting, the National Resources Wales attendee suggested that someone like Forest Holidays might be good to deliver future services. This is a company that already got an accommodation presence in many forest locations and has taken over large parts of Glentress in Scotland, resulting in a bunch of trail closures, not necessarily a popular choice of the mountain biking community. Now, this is the NRW strategy, and I've underlined some of this, and listen to it. This is a civil service thing. Sustainable is popping up everywhere. Balance of nature and people. Promote responsible behaviour. Now, look at the one halfway down. Promote responsible behaviour involving different communities and sectors in our work through applying behavioural insights to inform our approaches. So they're using the behavioural insight team on this. Now, I've done a video on this before. That's basically the nudge unit. It's a civil service nudge unit in Wales designed to brainwash people. It's incredibly scary stuff. Now, I'll go above there. Balance nature and people, securing the effective protection and management of at least 30% of land, fresh water and sea for nature through identifying opportunities to enlarge and better connect a series of sites of special scientific interest. If you look on the right, globally responsible, globally responsible, globally responsible. This is definitely WEF stuff. Remember, this is our civil service, Welsh Civil Service. Now, this is the end of it now, but look at the bottom. Be prepared to raise your voice to protect your recreational opportunities, or put your hand in your pocket to pay the highest bidder in the future. That is right. This is going to be sold off, and they're going to sell it off to a holiday company to make money for them, and they're going to forget about it. It's called adding value. It's like when somebody comes to a place and they put a car park there where you parked for free before. That's what's happening here. So here we are, peeps. I better go for now. So thank you for listening. All the best, guys. Ta-da!